today we're going to make what my family lovingly calls a smoke alarm ribeye, some lemon butter green beans, twice baked potatoes, and my grandbaby's favorite mushrooms. So y'all stay tuned and I hope you enjoy it. Good early afternoon. I'm glad to see you're back. Thank you so much for all of the sweet comments we got on our video on buttermilk biscuits and sausage gravy. We really appreciate it, and we decided that we would try it again. Okay, so we're going to get started. I've run my dishwater, so we're ready to prep our steaks. Okay, so I have two beautiful ribeyes. I bought one yesterday and one today. That's why they're a little bit different in color. I put a cold iron skillet in a cold oven and preheat it to 500 degrees. So when my oven gets to 500 degrees, my skillet is at 500 degrees. We're going to prep these steaks. I normally set them out at least 30 minutes to an hour before I'm ready to cook them so they can warm up from the refrigerator. Putting a cold steak in a hot skillet just defeats the purpose of having a hot skillet. So we're going to put some olive oil on these. And I use my kosher salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. And we're just going to season them. I just massage it in. These are pretty thick steaks. They're about 2 inches, so I may even do a little on the sides since they're good size. My family likes ribeyes. You may be a T-bone person or a New York strip person. You can do the same technique no matter what kind. My family likes ribeyes because of all the marbling in there. That extra bit of fat gives it a really good flavor. And it also makes them pretty tender. So I'll get those rubbed in. There you go. Now, we're going to set these aside and let them rest while I get all of the other items underway, because this will be the last thing we do, okay? One of my kids' favorite things that I make for them, especially when I'm doing steaks or anything that's heavy, beef, they like green beans. So I've already washed them and snapped them. You can use canned green beans if you want to. If you don't have time to do fresh green beans, that's all right. You can still try this recipe, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to steam them in a skillet of hot, salty water. The next thing we're going to start on is the mushrooms. Now, I make mushrooms in an iron skillet. When my husband had heart surgery a couple of years ago, his hemoglobin level was really, really low. And we had to treat that very specially because he's a potential for a lung transplant candidate. So he couldn't have a transfusion. So I did my homework to find out how I could help. One of the best things to do is cook in an iron skillet, because the iron from the skillet transfers to your food, and when you consume the food, it helps your iron levels. I also found out that mushrooms are a great source of iron. Interestingly enough, white mushrooms have more iron in them than brown mushrooms, and I would have thought it was the exact opposite. So what we're going to do is cook these in an iron skillet. We're going to start with some butter. I'm just going to put the whole stick in there. We're going to get that to melting, and then we're going to put these in and saute them for a few minutes, okay? We're also going to make some twice baked potatoes. I already baked them. I already did the one bake. Now we got to do the twice bake, okay? So these are yellow Yukon potatoes. You can use any kind you want to, a russet. I wouldn't use a red potato because I don't think the the skin's quite tough enough. But these are plenty tough enough. And if you don't have time to bake them, just put them in the microwave and let them get good and soft. I rub them down with olive oil and some kosher salt. And then I bake them 10 minutes per potato. So if you were baking 4 potatoes, you'd bake them about 40 minutes. I did 6, so I have baked those for an hour. I left 2 more to hollow out. And that's all we're going to do. Just be gentle with them so you keep your skins intact. Sometimes you have a casualty, but that's okay. I usually do 1 potato per guest. And this is a great side to have that you can, you know, just play with and do some fun things with. It doesn't have to be the same every time, but you'll find one that's your favorite. And that's the way you'll do it. Looks like my butter's almost melted. Let me get this hollowed out for you. Okay. I'm going to put my mushrooms in my butter over here. And give them a little toss. These are my grandson Kaysen's favorite. He wants Mimi to make them for breakfast for him to eat with his scrambled eggs. And I do. And so does his mama. Let's put a little bit of salt on there. That's going to help draw some of the moisture out of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to saute them until they start turning brown. Once they start turning brown, we're going to add some beef broth, and we're just going to let them cook until all of the broth is cooked away, and they'll be beautifully caramelized. Stay tuned. We have stuffing for our potatoes. Now what I do with our potatoes is I'm going to add a stick of melted butter, I'm going to put some salt and pepper, 8 ounces of cream cheese, sour cream.
Cream cheese would be good though.
Yes, it would be. I've done that before. We'll try that next time. Sour cream, 8 ounces of sour cream. And let's pour some milk in there. And we're going to use my handy dandy star thingy again that we used to make our sausage gravy. If you don't like the lumpy bumpy texture, you can always whip this with your mixer or put it in your food processor. I like to have it kind of lumpy. I think it makes it really good. It lets you know it's a real potato and not a fake one. The best part is the cheese. Now you can use your favorite. You can use pepper jack. That's pretty good in there. You can use sharp cheddar, which is one of my favorites. I'm doing a cup of sharp cheddar and a cup of Gouda. My rule of thumb is normally 1/3 of a cup of cheese per potato. And I've got 6 potatoes, so I need 2 cups of cheese. Okay? We're just going to dump that right in. Let me give my mushrooms a stir right quick. Now see, my mixture looked a little wet, a little thin, but this cheese is going to thicken it right up. casserole dish, I personally just as soon cook them right here in the iron skillet that's already dirty. So let's start spooning them in. It's like stuffing a deviled egg. I always go a little bit too heavy, so I'm going to try to make them nice and neat since I'm doing them for my special guests today. I like one more. Having these all stuffed for you. Look how much I have left over. Nobody's going to be disappointed about that, though.
What do you usually do with the leftover?
Well, I put it in the refrigerator, and that will be the great start to a shepherd's pie for dinner probably tomorrow night or the next night. Something like that. It won't go to waste, though, I promise. So let's add a little cheese. I got a little extra cheese out. We're just going to put some on the top just to make them look pretty. There you go. And I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's put a little parsley on there, but just to make it look pretty quick. That's a gracious plenty right there. Now we're going to pop these back in our 375 or 400 degree oven. And we're just going to let them cook until they are nice and heated through and the cheese is melted, okay? These will be ready. Now our mushrooms are coming along. See, all of that liquid, other than the butter, has cooked out of the mushrooms. They're cooking down. You see how they're starting to get a little bit brown? See that? They're starting to caramelize just a little bit. We're going to let them keep on cooking. I'm going to add a cup of beef broth. And now we're just going to let them cook down until they're dry. Okay? Our green beans are getting nice and tender. We're just going to let them keep on cooking until all of that water cooks down. Hello there. I'm back doing what I always do, cleaning as I go. That way you can enjoy your meal without the dread of having a sink full of dirty dishes, okay? So always run you some dishwater. That's the first thing to do. Clean as you go, and that way you won't dread it, okay? I think our green beans are just about done. We've cooked them until we've cooked down all of that water that was in there. They're starting to get a little caramelized, which is perfect. Here's what makes my babies love them. This is actually a recipe that was shared with me by an old neighbor in Holly Springs, North Carolina. I'm going to slice a lemon. Also, put it in my handy dandy squeezer. Get the other half. If your lemons feel a little bit firm and they're not going to squeeze real easy for you, pop them in the microwave for about 10 seconds and then just give them a little massage and they'll work really good. Okay? Now, we're just going to stir them around. Give that butter time to melt, and they'll be done, okay? Right, let's look at our mushrooms over here. I'm just going to use the same spoon. See how they're caramelizing on us? They're almost done too. They're going to be done any second now. Okay guys, I plated the green beans, got those ready to go on the table. And if you look, these are just caramelizing up. So pretty. I think I'm going to take them up, okay? I'm not going to get all that last liquid. I'm just going to let it stay in my skillet, okay? Now these are just going to be a beautiful addition on the side or on the top of those ribeyes. And we're minutes away from putting those things in the oven, okay? How about that, guys? Hello, coming to you live again. We're ready for the steaks. We've got everything else ready. The potatoes are still in the oven cooking, just getting prettier and browner. We're ready to do the steaks. You can tell I've had to get a little louder because I've turned my exhaust fan on. I've cracked a window. I promise you, it's going to get smoky in here, but the finished product's going to be worth it, okay? So, I've preheated my cold oven with my cold iron skillet to 500 degrees. So when I bring that skillet out, it's going to be 500 degrees. We're going to brown these on both sides for about 45 seconds. I may even do a little bit of the sides since they're good thick steaks. Then we're going to put them back into the 500 degree oven. This is the rule of thumb I use. We like our steaks medium rare. This is about a 2-inch steak, so I'm going to cook it 2 additional minutes per side in the 500 degree oven. If it was a 1.5-inch steak, I would cook it 1.5 minutes on each side. So that's just a good rule of thumb. You decide how you like yours. You like yours more rare, then cook it 1.5 minutes for a 2-inch steak. If you like yours more medium, then you might try 3 minutes per side. We don't cook well done steaks at our house. So you'll have to figure that one out all by yourself, okay? So we're gonna turn this eye on, high, and I'm going to get the skillet. This is an iron skillet, but it's finished on the bottom so it doesn't scratch my stove. Alexa, time 45 seconds.
45 seconds, starting now.
Just love her. I asked her if I could change her name to Betty, and she told me I couldn't, but that she would call me Betty if I wanted her to. But we decided we'd just keep our names as they were. See that smoke? It's gonna get worse. It's worth it though, I promise. The neighbors think you're having a cookout. Make sure you remember to use these. It would be real easy to grab hold of that handle. That handle is 500 degrees. You don't want to do that. Alexa, stop. Alexa, time 45 seconds.
45 seconds, starting now.
Now just before these 45 seconds are up, I may stand those steaks up on their side and brown the edges just a little bit. Those are 2 pretty good sized steaks for this iron skillet. I have a bigger iron skillet, and I probably should have used it, but to be honest, I didn't realize they were going to be this big. That's as big as a roast. That steak there would probably feed 2 people. Or my son, who's going to eat it as soon as I finish. I guarantee you, he will smell these, and he will enter this kitchen before this is finished. Alexa, stop. That one's already falling apart on me. All right, here we go. Guys, get ready. This is going to be smoke alarm ribeye right here. few more minutes. All right, guys, it's done. All right, I'm gonna transfer these over to the plate.
I smell my favorite. What's going on
That's
here?
pretty good timing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you can smell them all the way down at Wheeler Creek.
Kaysen.
Hey, what you got over there?
I got some smoke alarm ribeyes. We're gonna let them rest for about 5 minutes, okay? Okay, guys, our potatoes are ready. I think we're ready to eat. Let's plate up some food. Feed these hungry boys. All right, son.
I don't think I had to tell him but once, did I?
Son, these are those butter lemon green beans that you like so well.
Ooh, boy.
Okay.
Perfect.
How about that, sweetheart?
Looks delicious.
There you go, baby.
I don't even know if I need a knife. Ooh. Let's see here. Looks like a good medium rare to me.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Here's your napkin, babe.
Ready? Really delicious as always.
You like it, baby?
One bite.
You better give the camera girl a bite.
One bite.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll watch the videos. Let me know your feedback on them, and I'll keep cooking and smiling and feeding you every time you come see me.